Tap one by the Destroyers. It's controlled by number 2, Jalen Thomas, the number 8 seed Dunellen Destroyers. Kelton back out to Thomas. The two-time defending Gold Division champions are these Destroyers. Their head coach, Howie Horowitz, in his 5th year, has completed the full turnaround. Only 4 wins in his first year. Up to this season, 20-3, 15-1 in the GMC Gold Division. The number 9 seed Perth Amboy Panthers at 12-8 overall, 8-6 in the GMC Red Division. This is the first time that we are putting out any sort of broadcast that involves a GMC Gold Division team. Great to have you with us on delay here on YouTube, courtesy of RD-Plex Films. Nice cut by Kelton. He lays it in for the deuce. Stage Kelton scores the first 2 of the game for either side. He's now up to 1,795 career points, 5 away from 1,800 in his career, and an air ball put up by Jeffrey Fajardo. Thomas, the transfer, former Hillside resident, attended the Patrick School. Thomas on the drive, misses everything. Taken the other way by the Panthers, Rafael Hernandez, the junior, averaging a little under 8 per game. And there is the main man, Kasim Jackson, 15.5 per game. The 6'0" senior, an all-conference caliber guard is he. The short J, too strong from Rafael Hernandez. The offensive board, Fajardo cannot finish as well. Drew Johnson the other way for the Dunellen Destroyers here at the Shipyard. On the back door, Thomas. He'll pull it out. Guarded by the freshman Lorenzo Perez, number 44 in red. 5'10", averages 9.5 per game. His head coach Jeff Gums in his first year talks about how poised Lorenzo Perez is, which is so rare for a freshman. Drew Johnson will tee it up. That hits the wire above the net. Johnson, no stranger from stroking it from the outside. 45 made threes this year for the junior. Also a baseball player, mainly a pitcher for the Destroyers. 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter between Dunellen and Perth Amboy. On the drive, Hernandez off glass. That won't go. Hernandez gets it back and lays it in. Perez lays it in. Lorenzo Perez with his first 2, and the first 2 for Perth Amboy here tonight. 5:40 remaining here in the first quarter. Kelton working down low, double team. Nice dish. Barr lays it in. Mike Barr, the junior. His 31st total point of the season, but it came at a great time as Dunellen looking to make it to the Elite Eight for the first time since 1993. From the outside, Jackson knocks down the triple. Kasim Jackson with his 45th made 3 of the season. 5-4 Perth Amboy, 5:09 left in the first quarter. Off the cut, Kelton. Hard, if not impossible, to stop Kelton when he catches it in prime position such as that. Kelton with 4. The dish underneath the lay-in from Fajardo, Jeffrey Fajardo, as the official will call a timeout on his own and talk to Kasim Jackson about something. Jeffrey Fajardo playing in just his 6th game of the season. Averages over 10 a game. He only debuted for this team on February 1st. Missed significant time last season. Only played 13 games, averaged 7.5 points a game. 7-6 Perth Amboy as the Panthers look to make it to Super Sunday for the first time in 2 years. Kelton clearly fouled in the arm by Jackson. The Panthers snuck in 2018 as a 12 seed. And they look to do so again, but they have to stop the likes of Tyjae Kelton, the 6'5" senior, averaging 19+ points per game. And he's off to a blistering start with 5. Kelton hits a pair. He's up to 6 points. And the lead is 8-7. Dunellen, 4.5 left here in quarter number 1. We apologize for the inconvenience of the delay of the game. being put up on YouTube. No scoreboard to boot, but we will have a full game on this link in this broadcast. 8-7 Dunellen as Kelton turns it over to Perez. Long pass way over the head of Fajardo. So it goes back to the Destroyers. Jalen Thomas the other way, as Howie Horowitz and I discussed earlier. It's such a rewarding thing for a public school, high school coach, as an and one is true. Nasir White with his first touch of the game, and he makes the most of it. The junior averaging 10 a game will head to the line for a three-point play. Howie Horowitz talking to me earlier about how rewarding it is to watch a group of kids in a public school grow up together, essentially, and then have it all come together in the end with a special season. And this has been a very special season for Dunellen. 20-3 coming in. Just fell in their previous game earlier in the week to South Brunswick in what was a GMC tournament tune-up for both teams. Perez, the floater is true. Lorenzo Perez, an impressive freshman is he. Cuts the deficit for Perth Amboy to 4. It's 11-9 Dunellen, 3:39 left first quarter. Thomas on the handoff. The jab step, has room, will fire. The shooter's roll for Jalen Thomas. His first points of the game, 14-9 Dunellen, 3:22 left first quarter. The long two is true for Rafael Hernandez. 7.6 per game, the junior Hernandez. He's been hot lately. 4 of his last 5 he's scored in double figures. Motion offense showing here for the Destroyers. Johnson will take the 15-footer. He normally hits those. Rebound, LB Nunez the other way for Perth Amboy. He's fouled in the front court. Nunez, the senior, at 12 points per game. Head coach Jeff Gums talked about what a pleasant surprise it was to see Nunez's production this year. Had a big game in the Panthers' prelim round victory over Woodbridge. 19 points and 13 rebounds. Nunez has been in double digits each of the last 10 games. Offensive foul will go against Hernandez. So the second foul against Hernandez. Jeff Gums yet to go to his bench. He's only dressed 8 today in this game. He told me earlier that his JV team had a significant shortage. They have a playoff game tonight as well. They had to put some underclassmen down to the JV level. Sub in for the Destroyers, Nasir Tippett in. The cut from Kelton, he can't finish, but he cleans up his mess. Tyjae Kelton with 8 points, and he has now surpassed 1,800 points for his career, and Perth Amboy calls time, trailing 16-11, 2:23 left in the first quarter. This game in GMC Hoops' coverage of the GMC tournament is brought to you by the Express Athletic Center, the premier sports and fitness destination in Central Jersey, located on 216 Tingley Lane. That is the Express Athletic Center. Great to have you with us joining on YouTube. Thank you for catching the full game between Dunellen and Perth Amboy here in the GMC tournament first round. The last time the GMC Gold Division champion has played on Super Sunday in the quarterfinals was back in 2008 when South Amboy did it. The last Gold Division team not named South Amboy to play in the quarterfinals was back in 1999 when St. Mary's High School did it. St. Mary's, of course, no longer in existence. From the wing, the 3-2 strong from Perez. but Jackson gets the rebound. Jackson guarded by Kelton. The cross, Jackson on the drive, almost stripped. Whips it down low. The turnaround, cannot get the shooter's roll. Hernandez, the outlet to Jalen Thomas. Behind the back he goes, again. Kelton can't finish, however. Hernandez will push the other way for the Panthers. He lost the ball on his own. Tippett can't grab it. In the corner, Fajardo misses everything. And it'll go to the Destroyers. Still 16-11 Dunellen. 1:36 left first quarter. So Dunellen in control, up 5 with under 90 seconds left. Thomas, the impressive junior. Only 2 seniors on this team in Kelton and Dorian Williams, who comes off the bench, and Drew Johnson gets on the board for the first time tonight with the triple. 19-11 Dunellen, 1:10 left in the first. Wild layup by Jackson won't go, but cleaning up was L.B. Nunez, his first points of the game. 6-point lead for Dunellen with a minute left in the first, 19-13. Kelton on the drive, all the way. How good is Ty-G Kelton? 10 points for the big senior Ty-J Kelton. The lead is 8, 21-13, 37 seconds left in the first. Bumped on the drive was Hernandez, who has remained in this game with 2 fouls. That's how thin Perth Amboy's bench is tonight, with just 8 players dressed. Now Sear Tippett picks up his first foul. Post-up situation, it's gonna go the other way. Nunez called for the offensive foul, deemed to have hooked. And it's his first foul and the team's 5th. So not only does Perth Amboy trail by 8 with 31 seconds left, but they've picked up 5 fouls to just 2 for the Destroyers. Thomas walks it up with no hurry. 21 seconds left. The Destroyers will likely hold for 1. 1-3-1 trap is the look from Perth Amboy. Thomas holds still with 10 seconds. Johnson picks up his dribble opportunity to trap. He lobs towards Kelton. Hit on the arm, but no whistle. It will remain with the Destroyers, and Howie Horwitz has a hard time believing it. 5.2 left for the Destroyers. They have it underneath. Kelton slips and finishes. 1 second left. Perth Amboy won't get the shot off. And how about Ty-J Kelton? 12 points in the first quarter. Dunellen on top, 23-13. And Ty-J Kelton, it's difficult to gauge at times the competition that teams play in the Gold Division, the numbers that are often put up. The division in the past years have at times been akin to the Arena Football League in terms of some of the crazy scoring numbers that we've seen over the years. But Kelton is a different kind of player to come out of the Gold Division. At 6'5", he has taken it to his Red Division foe and the Group 4 foe. That is Perth Amboy. We are recording, right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Second quarter about to commence between Dunellen and Perth Amboy. James Cargan here. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Dunellen 23-13 lead at the end of 1. Ty-J Kelton with 12 of the 23. Nobody else on his team has more than 3. Perth Amboy has its work cut out for them. They're going to try and contain the senior big man, the all-conference caliber player, Jackson. 3-second violation goes against Perth Amboy. So the Panthers turn it over yet again. Panther fans up in arms as Thomas walks it up the floor once more. Kelton turns around and walks. Tyjae Kelton has averaged a little under 8 rebounds a game and 3.5 assists as well to go along with his 19 points. He poured in 19 and the team's lost to South Brunswick earlier in the week. Dunellen, the Gold Division champions for the 2nd consecutive year. In the quarter, it's Jackson. Takes the baseline. Jackson puts it up and in. 5 now for the star, Kasim Jackson. 23-15, Dunellen, a minute in to the 2nd quarter. Tippett will pull up and hit. Nasir Tippett drains the 3, his 19th 3 of the year. He only averages 3.5 per game, the sophomore. Answering Perez, that won't go. And Kelton tracks it down. The long outlet to Tippett. Back to Kelton, looked like he walked, it's not whistled, may have walked again. Johnson the 3, that's good. Drew Johnson from downtown. His 2nd 3-pointer of the game, and Dunellen has opened up a 14-point lead against Perth Amboy. 29-15, 6:20 left in the 2nd. Jackson will pull up. That's too strong. Rebound grab. Hernandez lays it in. The lead is 12, 29-17, 6:05 left 2nd quarter. Thomas loses it. And it's going to go the other way to Perth Amboy. Perth Amboy earned the number 9 seed by defeating South Brunswick, well, mainly by defeating South Brunswick earlier this year in what was one of the bigger upsets of the season. Perth Amboy, one of the surprise teams in Middlesex County, did not win a single game in the conference last year. 0-14 in the red. And fell to Metuchen in the play-in round from where they were last year. To where they are this year is absolutely astounding as Kelton will take it the other way. And a timeout call by the Destroyers. Post about the delay on YouTube. People are talking about it apparently. Say it's going up later. I know. I'm sorry. It's going to go up after the game. Okay. It's going to be on delay. It's going to go up after the game.
Thank you. I just had somebody looking.
I know. So off the timeout, Dunellen forced to put it in quick as the referee put the ball down on the ground as the Destroyers were taking a bit too much time by his judgment. Down low, Johnson lays it in. Drew Johnson now with 8 points, 31-17, Dunellen, 5:05 left 2nd quarter. Perez thought about the step back, dribbled it off of his leg, but it got to Jackson in the end. Jackson crossover on the drive, a lot of contact. The foul will go against Nasir White. White, the junior, averaging 10 a game. Matthew Tippett will exit for Dunellen. He did his part, draining a three-point basket. Mike Bird checks back in. Perez, the freshman, too strong on the floater. Rebound, put back, that won't go from Bittier. But the Panthers will go to the line in the end. Kadir Bittier, the senior, 2 points per game he averages. Marquise Jones checks in for the first time, number 25 in white for Dunellen, a 6'1" junior, part of an excellent junior class. 4 juniors in the starting lineup for Dunellen. Only 2 seniors on the team as Bittier missed the second, but could not track his own rebound down. 4:40 left in the second quarter, 31-18, Dunellen on top. Thomas on the drive, circus layup, beats the contact. Jalen Thomas will head to the line for 2. He averages 6 assists per game. Attended the Patrick School last year. Moving to Dunellen from Hillside. Thomas has been a big boost to this Destroyer team. The lead is now 14 for Dunellen here at the Shipyard. 4:32 left in the second quarter. (33-18) Dunellen, 4:24 remaining in the second. Rafael Hernandez throws it away. Taken by Thomas, who's hit by Jackson. We'll see if it's on the floor or a shooting foul. Jackson picks it up. Jeff Gums not happy about the whistle, but Jackson clearly raked Thomas on the back. Perhaps a tad out of control. Perth Amboy fans not happy. Panther faithful, always known as a boisterous group. Their home atmospheres of late have been tremendous. So Thomas hits the first, 34-18. Dunellen on top of Perth Amboy, Gold Division over the red. This would be a titanic moment if the Destroyers were to hang on. And they lead this ball game by 17 points, 35-18, 4:05 left in the second quarter. Nunez in the corner. Perez behind the back he goes. Good D by Thomas. In the quarter, Bittier drains the triple. He now has 14-point lead for Dunellen. 35-21, 3:45 left second quarter. Kelton on the cut. Kelton will go to work. No room, he picks it up. Johnson thought about it, but thought better of it. And he throws it away in the end. Drew Johnson averages 7 rebounds and 3 assists per game, along with his 16 points. He's hit as many as 8 threes in the game, in a single game this year, as Hernandez, the dish, cannot finish Bittier, and it's going to go the other way on the foul. Destroyers are in the bonus. The 8th team foul. Nunez picks up his second. Not that Jeff Gums is going to be able to go to his bench with how thin it is at the moment. Kasim Jackson currently taking a breather. It will surely be a brief respite for his star senior. But Kelton will have 1 and 1. He has yet to score here in the second quarter, but that has just changed, up to 13 points. He came into this game with 1,793 career points. He's now over 1,800. And he is 14 here in the first half. It would be a hard ask if Kelton were to get to 2,000 this season, as Kelton outlets to Thomas off the steal. He can't finish. Rebound stripped was Marquise Jones, but the Destroyers get it back. Nice look for Johnson. He puts up the three. He hits. Third three-point make of the game for Drew Johnson. The largest lead of the game is 19 for Dunellen, 40-21. As Hernandez will go to the line for two, 40-21 Dunellen, 2:51 left in the second quarter. These Destroyers have come out on fire over their Red Division and Group 4 counterparts, the Perth Amboy Panthers. Hernandez up to 5 points after the free throw make. Jackson still has not checked back into the game. Fouls could be a factor, but at this rate, Perth Amboy just needs to score and get stops, and they need their star in at some point. The free throw is missed, but a lane violation is called anyway. (40-22) Dunellen. This is not how anybody saw this game playing out, including those who had predicted Dunellen to win, which were many. The Destroyers, not your typical Gold Division champion. Johnson for his fourth triple. Got it! The two stars for Dunellen have shined ever so bright here in the first round of the GMC tournament. Drew Johnson and Tyjae Kelton. As the runner is true, Perth Amboy cutting it to 19, 43-24, 2:20 left second quarter. Ralphie Castillo is in for the Panthers. Kelton. That's short. And the foul will appear to go the other way somehow. It will go against Kelton. It's his first. But Drew Johnson is up to 14 points. And Tyjae Kelton also with 14 points. They have 28 of the team's 43 with 2:11 left in the second quarter. 1-1 coming for Jeffrey Fajardo. Fajardo with 2 points. Fajardo with 3 points. The lead is 18. Last season in the first round, Dunellen lost to the number 9 seed New Brunswick, 60-54. Fajardo goes 1-2. Of course, the Zebras would go on to upset the number 1 seed Old Bridge in highly controversial fashion in the quarterfinal round on Super Sunday. Looking for Kelton down low, but instead, Fajardo. The reverse layup true for Nunez. He's up to 6 points. Full head of steam. A man goes down hard for Perth Amboy. It's Fajardo. Not sure exactly whether it was incidental. It appeared to be incidental from my vantage point, but those watching on YouTube have the benefit of rewind. But the lead is 16. Perth Amboy scored the last 5 as Johnson pulls down the miss from Hernandez. You cannot count Perth Amboy out, of course. They've had an excellent season at 8-6 in the Red Division. The number 9 seed, Kelton, is stripped, taken the other way by Hernandez. Hernandez spins and wins. My goodness, Rafael Hernandez. As pretty a move as you'll see. 1:09 left in the first half. The lead is 14. Perth Amboy on a 7-0 run, and a cheap foul called on Lorenzo Perez. That's going to be 1-1 for Jalen Thomas. 7-0 run for Perth Amboy. But the 19th foul will see Thomas to the line for 1+1. Thomas has 7 tonight. Lead back to 15. 44-29, 105 left in the first half. Thomas hits a pair. The freshman Perez the other way. Nunez thought about the three. Under a minute left in the first half. Bumped on the drive. Lorenzo Perez, that'll send him to the line for 1 and 1. 45-29. Dunellen on top of Perth Amboy. We got our first look at Tim Godwin. Number 5 in white for Dunellen, the junior. Making his 7th appearance of the season as Perez hits the front end to cut the lead down to 15. 5 points now for the freshman Lorenzo Perez. Perez, the smooth freshman, hits a pair. 45-31, Dunellen, 53 seconds left, second quarter. Jalen Thomas on the drive, the kick. Godwin for three, that's good. Tim Godwin from downtown. He's only averaged 3 points per game, but a huge triple puts his team up by 17. 30 seconds left. Fajardo off glass. Great take by the senior Jeffrey Fajardo. 48-33, 20 seconds left first half. Thomas has been huge for Dunellen this year, leading them to another Gold Division title, their 8th in its history. Kelton on the drive, only 2 in this quarter. He misses again, and it's Perth Amboy ball with 7 seconds left in the half. Down by 15, Perth Amboy would love to take some momentum into the break. It'll be rolled for Perez. 6 seconds left, 5. Perez behind the back he goes. He's fouled by Thomas. Perez will have 1 and 1. The 3-point shooting for Dunellen has been something else today. They have 7 threes in the first half. Perez knocks down the front end. Lead is 14-40, 8:34, 3.7 to go. Perez hits both. Lead is 13. Destroyers have to hustle. Thomas, 2 seconds, 1. He heaves from half court. The Dunellen Destroyers, the champions of the GMC Gold Division, will take a 13-point lead into the halftime break. They lead Perth Amboy 48-35. Drew Johnson and Tyjae Kelton both with 14 points. The Dunellen Destroyers are 16 minutes away from history as they lead going into the second half, 48-35. James Cargan here. Thank you for joining us. GMC Hoops' coverage of the GMC tournament. Drew Johnson and Tyjae Kelton each with 14 points to pace the Destroyers. Kasim Jackson with only 5 for Perth Amboy. Lorenzo Perez with 8. Rafael Hernandez with 7. And LB Nunez with 6. Those are the leading scorers for Perth Amboy, who need to get a move on here if they are going to prevent Dunellen from becoming the first Gold Division champions to win in the first round since 2008 when South Amboy did it. Dunellen looks to become the first Gold Division team since South Amboy, other than South Amboy, to play on Super Sunday in this century. St. Mary's, the last team to do it back in 1999. They do not exist. They became Cardinal McCarrick and moved well up the division ranks afterward. But a lot on the line here in the second half for both teams as a date in the quarterfinal round on Sunday at Middlesex County College awaits the victor. The Destroyers begin the proceedings to start half number 2. Kelton pressured hard in the backcourt. Not smart foul by Jeffrey Fajardo. Committed just 6 seconds into the half. It's his first for the senior, averaging 10 a game coming in. It's just his 6th appearance of the season. He had 15 in the win over Woodbridge in the prelim round. Kelton got it to Nasir White in the end. He's doubled. Amboy putting on the pressure. Tipped out and saved by Nunez. Hernandez hits Fajardo, who's fouled. Fajardo will head to the line for 2, frustrated that he did not finish through the contact. But Perth Amboy showing some life out of the halftime break. 7:37 left. They've already forced a turnover. They've shown that they are going to put on the pressure against their Gold Division foes. Fajardo can't connect. Barr will check out. Mike Burr will be replaced by Nasir Tippett. And another lane violation on Perth Amboy. It's the second time they've been called for lane violation tonight. Both times they've missed the free throws, so presumably no harm, no foul for either, but still a tight whistle when it comes to the lane violations of all things by these officials. The press broken by Thomas. Johnson to Kelton, who nearly walked. White. Dunellen romped through the Gold Division this season, 15-1. Their only loss was a stunner at the hands of the Timothy Christian Tigers. Kelton doubled, he stripped. Hernandez the other way. Hernandez all the way. The lead is 11. A minute gone by in the third quarter. 1-2-2 press showing for Perth Amboy. Nice fake by Thomas. Kelton and Thomas break. The Euro, the dish. Kelton for 3. Fajardo with the rebound. He can make this a single-digit game. Looked like he got hit, no whistle. The lead is 11. No look. Fajardo hit in the air. He just missed a pair a moment ago. Perth Amboy will also have to be wary of going into the lane too early. They've been called for lane violations, as I mentioned before, twice now tonight. 6:36 left in the third. 48-37. Dunellen on top of Perth Amboy, but the Panthers starting to hum here. They will need to hit their free throws, however. Fajardo has now missed 3 straight. Perth Amboy has been to the quarterfinal round 3 times in the last 10 years, as a lane violation will go against Fajardo. No doubt about that, going into the lane before the ball hit the rim. And that is the 3rd lane violation on Perth Amboy tonight. Perth Amboy, a memorable run to the semifinals back in 2015. Thomas will break the press on his own. Johnson almost lost it. He'll take the baseline. Tippett. That's a 3. Fajardo will push. He's missed 4 straight free throws. He'll take it in. He's denied by Johnson. Drew Johnson the other way. Thomas spins. Picks it up in the corner. He's under pressure. Kelton, the big man. The great equalizer for Dunellen. He's nearly stripped, however. It'll be off of Dunellen last. 5:58 left in the third. Dunellen still up by 11. But the momentum has clearly shifted in favor of the man in red, the Perth Amboy Panthers. A great crowd here at the Shipyard. Defense channerizing. Perez finishes. Timeout call by Howie Horowitz. Lorenzo Perez now with 10. And Perth Amboy has made this a 9-point affair. The momentum clearly on the side of Perth Amboy. This game and GMC Hoops' coverage of the GMC tournament brought to you by Lots of Balls, premier gourmet meatball destination in Middlesex County and Central Jersey. Located on 26 New Street in Metuchen. Go there for Family style meal, just $35 per person. Mix and match meatballs, just $24 per person. Feeds a family of 3. Lots of balls. The premier family meal destination in Central Jersey.
Can you add a logo to a video after the fact?
No. Dunellen once again taking its sweet time in inbounding the ball. That's a quick count as well by the official. That's 5 seconds. The official with a blistering count. Much more akin to what 5 seconds actually is than what we're used to from referees drawing it out. But Perth Amboy forces a turnover off of a Dunellen timeout. Kasim Jackson has not scored in some time. Pulls up from 3. That's over the back. It goes against Fajardo. So Dunellen gets a much-needed stop on D. They lead by 9, 48-39. 5:34 left third quarter. Another risky inbounds pass. 1-2-2 again shows for the Panthers. Broken by Thomas. Thought about the shot. Instead, Kelton can't corral the ball. Nunez the other way. Nunez the contact and 1. LB Nunez to the house. And this is more than just a ball game now. 48-41 Dunellen. 5:33 left in the third. But Perth Amboy has roared back. They've trailed by as many as 21 in the game. Nunez completes the 3-point play. He has 9 points. The lead down to 6. 5.5 left third quarter. Kelton breaks the press. Thomas will shoot. He'll track down his miss. Dunellen needs a basket in the worst way possible. Pressure look here from Perth Amboy. Defense chant arises from the Panther faithful. Closing in on 5 minutes remaining. That's not a good pass at all from Kelton. Jackson will have an easy layup, excuse me. Looked like he was about to slam it home, but opted for the easy deuce. But the lead is 4, 48-44. Dunellen, I don't believe, has even scored in this quarter. Thomas for 3. How much did Dunellen need that? Jalen Thomas now with 12 points, the lead back up to 7 for the Destroyers. Jackson on the drive. Jackson can't finish. Through contact, but no whistle. Thomas the other way. Thomas behind the back. Thomas, the reverse. Jalen Thomas. Cooking with the handles, Jalen Thomas. The lead now 9, under 4 left in the third. 53-44 Dunellen. Kelton commits the reach-in foul. The intensity has ratcheted up here at the Shipyard. Perez with 10 points. Perez will go left. Perez, the circus layup, barely went out. Was about 3/4 of the way down. White will lay it in on the other end. Nasir White now with 5 points. Lead up to 11. 55-44 Destroyers. So Dunellen has righted the ship somewhat. Baseline, reverse layup, Rafael Hernandez. He has 9, he has 11, but none prettier than that. Back to 9. 55-46, 3:13 left third quarter. Thomas, the drive, the kick. Good ball movement. Kelton for 3. Got it! First points of the second half for Tajay Kelton. 17 overall on the day. 58-46 Dunellen, 2:55 left third quarter. Jackson gonna go to work on this here White. Pull up from 30. Perhaps ill-advised from Jackson. White alone on the other end momentarily. Thomas, that's a three. He's fouled! 3 free throws coming for Jalen Thomas. Thomas has already sunk 6 free throws tonight. He'll have 3 more. The lead is up to 12, 58-46. As our great cameraman Ryan DePaul reminds everyone. Thomas hits the first. The lead was down to 4 here in this third quarter, but it's back up to 13, which is where we started this second half at. Thomas 2 of 2, he has 1 more. Now for the junior Jalen Thomas, now 17. He hits all 3. The lead back up to 15. As soon as Dunellen was on the ropes, they get right back up and make a run of their own. 61-46 Destroyers, and a charge given to Jeffrey Fajardo. The Panthers perhaps could use a timeout here as their momentum has waned and it's shifted completely toward the home side. The Destroyers 61-46 to Dunellen, under 2.5 left in the third quarter. Full court pressure showing here. Broken by Thomas off the feed from White. Fancy dribbling from Jalen Thomas. The cross, the drive. Thomas turned aside looking for Kelton. Skies up in the air to get it. Can't finish with the left, gets it back. He does finish. 19 for Kelton. 2 minutes left in the third. 63-46 Destroyers. Perez answers back. .12 for the freshman Lorenzo Perez, who has such a bright future. Timeout call by Perth Amboy. 1:51 left third quarter. This has been a riveting affair for fans of GMC hoops who have long, like myself, who have long discounted this game, the 8-9 game in the GMC tournament, as essentially a throwaway game for the 9 seed throughout the years. The 8 seed, by rule, almost always is the Gold Division champion. The 8 seed has not won the 8-9 game in this tournament since 2008. That is a gap of 11 years, 11 straight losses for the Gold Division champion in the GMC tournament. And that includes a year where the champion was the 9 seed and lost to the 25 South Plainfield, as Thomas's crazy drive does not produce any points. But on the other end, Perez turns it over. The lead is 15, 63-48 Dunellen. Under 90 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Full court pressure. 10 seconds called against Dunellen. They discount the hastiness of the count by the official. He has a very quick count, both on 3-second violations, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds. So the Destroyers have to keep that in mind, as the Panthers do the quick whistle on lane violations. They have 3 lane violations on free throws tonight. Perez pulls up. That's short. It falls to Tippett. Turned over. Hernandez the steal. Hernandez can't finish. White gets the rebound, and he'll push the pace. Nasir White. The dish. Thomas thought about it. Now he'll tee it up. Taken by Fajardo. 3v2 if they hurry. Fajardo, the dish. Hit on the arm. Nunez, he'll go to the line for 2. His team's still down 15. with 44 seconds left in the third. Perth Amboy has struggled from the line tonight. Fajardo has missed 4 times. Nunez this time will stroke it, and he'll hit the first. Nunez up to 10 points. Tim Godwin checks in for Dunellen. Replaces Thomas. Godwin had 3 points in the first half. Nunez hits both. 11 for LB Nunez. 63-50. Dunellen in the third quarter, 37 seconds left. Broken by Tippett. Godwin under some pressure in the corner. Johnson is wide open. He won't miss too many of those, but he does on this occasion. Hernandez the other way. Hernandez, wild drive. The ball loose. Somehow it found Nunez, but the foul will go, I believe, on the floor. No, the basket will count. So Nunez gets the and one. The lead all of a sudden is now 11. So Perth Amboy threatening to get back into this game once again. $11-point lead, 15 seconds left. The lead is now 10. Nunez has had a big quarter. 14 seconds, 13. Tippett under pressure. Kelton's been quiet in this quarter, as has Johnson. Off the cut, White the finish, 3 seconds left. Perth Amboy has to get a shot off. They do from three-quarter court. Oh, doctor! Hernandez drains it from three-quarter court. My goodness. And that will shortly make the postseason highlight reel. The lead is 9 for Dunellen, 65-56 after 3. You do have this recorded, right? Just making sure. A spectacular end to the third quarter leads into what is sure to be a scintillating fourth. James Cargan here. Thank you for joining us. GMC Hoops' coverage of the GMC tournament. 65-56 Dunellen, the champions of the gold division, leading Perth Amboy out of the red division. 65-56. Perth Amboy will start with the ball. The Panthers looking for their first quarterfinal appearance since 2018. Dunellen for the first time since 1993. All through the trees, the freshman Perez can finish. Bapitier can, he has 5. Back into this game. And the lead is down to 7, 65-58, 7:35 left in the fourth. Johnson takes the baseline, throws it away. And the Panther faithful has come to a frenzy, buoyed by the momentum of Rafael Hernandez's three-quarter court shot to end the third. Fajardo for 3. It's grabbed, fight for it. Looked like he may have walked, and he did. He wasn't quite tied up. So the lead, still 7 for Dunellen, and they have a chance to extend it here off the stop. Thomas has had a huge game, and he's fouled. Just the 15th foul on Perth Amboy, so no shots yet. Dunellen has 6. That's just the second foul on Hernandez. Thomas in the backcourt. 50 seconds gone by in the fourth. Kelton. He hasn't had too many touches in the second half. Johnson for three. Got it! Drew Johnson hits his fifth three of the game. A 10-point lead for Dunellen, 68-58. Little over a minute gone by in the fourth. Fajardo splits two, can't finish. They'll stay with Perth Amboy. Perez, the heady freshman to inbound. He gets it back. Guarded by Thomas. He'll fire from distance. Fajardo the board. Fajardo the finish. Timeout call by Jeff Gums. Fajardo now with 7 points. Excuse me, not a timeout call as Drew Johnson, my goodness, Drew Johnson limps off the court for Dunellen. Johnson is in some pain, might have turned his ankle on the play. That is a huge loss for Dunellen if he were to remain out of this game. That is not good for Destroyer fans. Kelton fouled on the trap. It'll go against Perez, the freshman. It's the 6th team foul. Lorenzo Perez picks up just his first foul of the evening. Still an 8-point lead, 68-60. 6:18 left now in the fourth. Thomas. Good D by Hernandez. Kelton. Dellon shows the classic flex. Kelton takes it himself. Kelton cleans up his miss. Tyjee Kelton has had a monster game as usual. Perez, the quick guard. All the way through contact. Lorenzo Perez has been so impressive for Perth Amboy tonight. The lead down to 8. 5:45 left in the fourth, 70-62. Kelton doubled, he splits. Kelton dishes, White. No dice on the three. Tip it to Thomas. Thomas off a man's foot, but he's fouled before, my goodness. The Panthers exasperated by the whistle. 1-1 for Dunellen. Drew Johnson set to check into this game. So the ankle injury not enough of a concern to keep him out, but it's something clearly to keep an eye on. .21 points now for Kelton. Thomas with 1-1. That could prove to be a big miss. 5.5 left in the fourth, 70-62. Jackson, the dish. Jackson's been quiet today. Perez has not, but he does throw it away. White looking for the outlet for Johnson, but it's tipped and ends up with Jackson. Jackson, the jump stop, the floater. Kelton, the strong board. Kelton under heavy pressure, should outlet, and he does. Johnson wide open. Nunez pulls it down, he lost it. White picks it up. White for Kelton. 23 for Kelton, the lead back to 10, 4:45 left in the fourth, 72-62. Perez. You do not see a lot of freshmen at this level making moves like Lorenzo Perez just did. He has been the best player on the floor for Perth Amboy. Thomas to answer. White the rebound. White the finish. 9 for Nasir White. Hernandez, full head of steam. The lead is 10, 74-64. 4:12 left fourth quarter. Wide open for three. Knocking it down, Ilby Nunez. And Jeff Gums calls timeout. The lead is 7, 74-67. 4:09 left in the fourth. And this has been an incredible affair. Perez with 16 points for Perth Amboy. 14 for Hernandez. And 17 for LB Nunez. Kasim Jackson, the leading scorer for Perth Amboy this year, just with 7 points. For Dunellen, Tyjay Kelton with 23. And Drew Johnson with 17, including 5 made threes. Drew Johnson, just a junior. Both of these teams have aspirations in the state tournament. Perth Amboy will head on the road to take on the Union Farmers in the first round. Dunellen, much greater aspirations. They are the #1 seed in the North 2 Group 1 section. The road to the sectional title will come through the Shipyard, as they are perhaps Middlesex County's best chance at a title this year. But Dunellen is looking to the here and now with the GMC tournament. Dunellen up 7, 4:05 left in the fourth. Dunellen was up 8 last year going into the fourth against New Brunswick, but lost their lead in the game. Kelton is fouled after fumbling the ball down low. 1-1 for the big man. .358 left in the fourth. Third foul called on Nunez for Perth Amboy. Amboy fans making noise. Kelton makes the front end, as he needed to do. 24 for Kelton. 25 for Kelton. The lead is 9, 76-67. Under 4 to play. And not a great pass. The Panthers turn it over. Dunellen a chance to sit on their lead perhaps a bit. Run some time off the clock. The referee was not ready to begin play as a sub was being made. Fajardo back in. For Perth Amboy, it's Fajardo, Perez, Hernandez, Jackson, and Nunez. Kelton flips it to Jalen Thomas. Johnson takes the baseline. Johnson off glass. Drew Johnson with 19. Hernandez the other way, lost the ball, but gets it back. 3.5 left in the fourth. Perez is fouled. He will have 1-1. Third foul on Jalen Thomas. Thomas, who's been so impressive for Dunellen. Missing the front end, Lorenzo Perez. That is a costly miss for Perth Amboy. Jalen Thomas, I was about to say, has 17 points despite just making 3 field goals. A lot of free throws for the point guard, Jalen Thomas, tonight. The lead is now 11, 78-67, 3:09 left. Destroyers turn it over. It's Hernandez the other way. Jackson cannot finish. He has struggled tonight. And a foul will go the other way. White will head to the line for 1-1. Destroyer fans sense a historic moment. 3:03 left in the fourth. Fourth foul on Hernandez. Dunellen next season is scheduled to move up to the GMC Blue Division, as realignment will play a heavy role for the first time in 4 years next season. White hits the front end. St. Thomas, Aquinas, and Carteret scheduled to move up to the white. New Brunswick scheduled to move up to the red. Dunellen is set to move up to the blue. White hits a pair, but for now, the Gold Division can take pride in what they have here in Dunellen, which has been members of the Gold Division for the vast majority of its history. Johnson, the deflection, he can't track it down. Fajardo, good D by Kelton, but he finishes nonetheless. Jeffrey Fajardo with 9. 2:45 left fourth quarter. Lead is 11, 80-69. Tippett takes the baseline. Good D by Fajardo. Timeout called by Dunellen. A smart timeout by Howie Horowitz. Dunellen, mentioned before, has not been to the Elite Eight in the GMC tournament since 1993. The Gold Division winner has not won in the first round since 2008 when South Amboy did it. South Amboy also made it to the quarters in 2014, upsetting Monroe and Timothy Christian in the process as a 25 seed, before falling to the then #1 team in New Jersey, St. Joseph Falcons, in the quarters. That was a sight to behold. Carl Anthony Towns and co. going up against tiny Group 1 South Amboy. But those are the moments that the Gold Division is liable to produce. And we are so grateful to be able to bring you a Gold Division game for the first time in the history of the GMC Hoops streaming. Kelton for three. That's the dagger. Tyjae Kelton may have just shot his side into Super Sunday, but Fajardo gets the and one on the other end. So perhaps this announcer speaking too soon. The lead is now 12, 83-71. 2:21 left in the fourth. Kelton hits his second three of the game. And a three-point play completed by Jeffrey Fajardo. Now with 12 points, the senior. Pressure showing here from Perth Amboy. 83-72 Dunellen. 2:15 left in the fourth. They have to hustle. White breaks. Johnson down low. Johnson can't connect. Hernandez, the runner. The lead is 9, under 2 minutes left in the fourth. 83-74. White, stripped. Jackson on the other end. And just like that, 7-0 run makes it a 7-point game. 83-76, could you imagine? Kelton stripped, but White comes away with it. Kelton travels, but it's not called. He tips it in the end, but a huge break for Dunellen. Kelton's 3 steps unseen by the officials. Nunez right on line, but just would not fall. The lead is 9, 85-76. 1:10 left in the fourth. Kelton to Johnson. That perhaps the dagger with 1:03 left. The lead is 11, 87-76. Fajardo misses it all. Under a minute left, 53 seconds. Thomas has it poked away. No, it's out of bounds off of Thomas. Kasim Jackson frustrated. Burr will check in for Dunellen. 52.0 remaining. 87-76 Destroyers. Almost a carry. It was a carry by Perez. So that could just about do it for Perth Amboy. 87-76, 49 seconds left in the fourth. Kelton doubled. Finds Tippett. Tippett, risky three. Johnson comes down. Johnson goes up. How did that not fall? 32 seconds left. Fajardo looking for the dish, but finds White. No need for Perth Amboy to foul here. This one is wrapped up. Thomas into the front court. No need for Johnson to put it up. 17 seconds left. And we are seeing history here tonight. Dunellen will go to Super Sunday for the first time since 1993. And a golden moment for the Gold Division. They have a representative in Super Sunday for the first time since 2014. Dunellen has slayed the Red Division Dragon. That is Perth Amboy. They defeat the Panthers 87-76. Group 1 over Group 4. No bigger David versus Goliath upset than this. The Destroyers have proven worthy of their preseason expectations. They have carried the torch for their division. And they are moving on to face the winner of Wardlaw Hartridge and number 1 St. Joseph. The final stats of this game. £30 for Ty J. Kelton. For Drew Johnson, 21 points. That paces Dunellen along with Jalen Thomas, who only made 3 field goals in the game, but ended up with 17 points. The effort from Perth Amboy not to be discounted as well. The freshman Lorenzo Perez, a brilliant effort with 16 points. Jeffrey Fajardo showed out as well with 12. Rafael Hernandez with 16 points. Hernandez with 16. And LB Nunez with 17 points. So that'll do it for us here tonight. Tune in on Sunday for our coverage of Super Sunday from Middlesex County College. Follow GMC Hoops on social media at GMC Hoops. Follow me on Twitter at RealCargan for the schedule updates and the like. Good night from Dunellen.